Finding the correct therapist might be challenging for INFJs and INFPs. You may be contemplating, do I really require therapy? Will my counselor truly understand me? And frequently, I'm such an overthinker, will my therapist think there's anything wrong with me? As a therapist, I am aware that for some patients, the mere thought of beginning therapy can cause anxiety. However, it will ultimately be a good cause for these two personality types. Here are some difficulties these personalities could encounter in treatment, along with 5 suggestions for making the most of it. What are an INFP and an INFJ? The Myers-Briggs Type Indicator investigates a total of 16 personality types based on one's preferences, as stated on the evaluation, and the INFJ and INFP are 2 personality types it identifies. INFJ is an acronym for introvert, intuitive, feeler, and judger. One can describe this personality as smart, imaginative, sensitive, and serious. The acronym INFP stands for introvert, intuitive, feeler, and perceiver, and refers to a person who is subtly empathetic, creative, and inquisitive. Both types are introverts, which explains why they need alone time to recharge. Even though some introverts are highly outgoing, they require downtime to recharge after being among people. Additionally, most introverts have very rich interior lives. They consider the difficulties of life, deliberate before speaking, and, if unregulated, they are prone to anxiousness and overthinking. It is believed that INFPs and INFJs are 2 of the least common personality types. This video is sponsored by HelloFresh. With HelloFresh, you get fresh, pre-portioned ingredients and seasonal recipes delivered right to your doorstep. Count on HelloFresh to make home cooking easy, fun, and affordable. That's why it's America's #1 meal kit. You've got New Year's goals, and HelloFresh is here to help you achieve them. Skip the grocery store and take control of your time and budget with delicious recipes delivered right to your door. Fast and fresh recipes. HelloFresh's latest line of meals featuring robust flavors and filling portions are ready in less than 15 minutes. And among my personal favorite meals is seared steak and potatoes with béarnaise sauce. We all want to save money this time of year. But did you know that HelloFresh helps you save money all year round? In fact, HelloFresh is cheaper than grocery shopping and 25% cheaper than takeout. Click the link below to sample HelloFresh today and receive 21 free meals and free shipping. And use my coupon code POGHF64627. INFJs are thought to make about 1% to 2% of the population, whereas INFPs account for about 4%. However, compared to any other personality type in my professional experience, as a therapist, I encounter these 2 more frequently. These individuals are frequently thoughtful thinkers who cherish harmony and personal development. The fact that they are sensitive to life stresses and share these ideals may be what makes counseling an appealing and beneficial alternative. INFJs and INFPs face difficulties in therapy. For these uncommon personality types, however, counseling can also present difficulties. They may have trouble finding a therapist who truly gets them, which is a sensation that intuitive types like the INFJ and INFP frequently have but sometimes struggle to articulate. It can be a clue to look for a better fit if you feel like you have to constantly defend yourself to your therapist or excuse your conduct. Additionally, it might be simple for INFJs and INFPs to overanalyze situations in treatment and to constantly strive for excellence. As profound thinkers, it can be tempting for them to second-guess their choices and mistrust their own judgment, but constantly pursuing the ideal solution can make you second-guess even good enough choices. I always make sure to emphasize in counseling that you are ultimately the authority on your own life. Learning to trust oneself more and stop relying exclusively on the therapist's judgment is one of the key goals of therapy. To get the most out of therapy, it's crucial to select a therapist who is a good fit for you, as well as to do your part to adopt the appropriate attitude. 5 suggestions for INFJs and INFPs on how to maximize therapy. 1. Verify that your therapist gets you. Your personality type tends to have fewer but tighter friendships if you're an introvert. Relationship depth is more important to you than idle chatter. With a therapist who only addresses the surface level of your initial problems and fails to go deeper into the meaning and emotion underlying them, you will rapidly grow bored. You'll be able to tell right away how confident a therapist is, and you want someone who is sure they can assist you. Be certain that they simply grasp it. Go with the therapist you feel you can trust and connect with, and trust your gut feeling. It's far more crucial for you to have a connection with your therapist than it is for them to have all the degrees in the world for therapy to be effective. Before scheduling the initial meeting, the majority of therapists provide a free phone consultation so that you may get to know them a little better. 2. Feelings should be freely expressed. INFJs and INFPs have a propensity towards intense feelings. Many people identify as empaths or highly sensitive individuals. Therapy will focus heavily on helping the patient accept this trait. It's acceptable to cry if you find a place where you know you won't be judged. You can cry with a good therapist who has the necessary training. It should feel like a welcome release of any pent-up feelings, because this is your time. 3. Make sensible objectives. These 2 personality types both have a propensity for perfectionism. But since perfection doesn't exist, it is not a goal that anyone can achieve. Recognize your tendency toward perfectionism and your positive drive to achieve your ideal self. Discuss your objectives with your therapist. You might remark, "I'd like to get rid of my anxiety totally," but that's probably not realistic because, while it can be controlled and lessened, anxiety seldom ever completely disappears. Talking about your expectations will help you create attainable goals that will position you for success. 4. Request honest feedback. INFJs and INFPs are skilled at interpreting nonverbal cues and reading between the lines. This could be referred to as your gut feeling regarding something or someone. This can be a great strength since you might be able to tell where your therapist is headed before they do. If you believe your therapist is being hostile toward you, this may also be a barrier. Always ask. It's acceptable to state, for instance, "I get the impression that you think I'm choosing poorly. Can you provide me with more insight on this choice?" Your therapist ought to be able to acknowledge your emotions while remaining objective at the same time. I am aware that being this straightforward can be challenging, particularly for INFJs and INFPs who seek harmony in their interpersonal connections. Always ask if you are unsure of what your therapist is trying to express to you, because keep in mind that they are just human. 5. Embrace the procedure. Every person's therapy experience will be unique. A long-term form of self-care for you can be counseling. For maintenance and continuing support, you may choose to meet your therapist once a month, or every few months. Or you and your counselor might decide on a deadline for your current session, but it will be clear that you are free to return whenever you feel you need a tune-up. If you're an INFP or INFJ, you're constantly looking to get better. You aspire to be your ideal, real, and true self. There is no magic cure that counseling can provide, but you will feel substantially clearer and be better equipped to handle life's stresses with the help of a qualified therapist. Once you've accomplished your initial objective, it could be difficult for you to discontinue your counseling sessions. And that's all right, you have choices. Whatever choice you make, keep in mind that you are constantly evolving and changing. As an INFJ or INFP, that is fundamental to who you are. Despite the difficulties, INFJs and INFPs can benefit greatly from counseling. Your depth may be your greatest asset, and counseling may be highly helpful if you have the capacity and desire for greater understanding. You will position yourself for a successful encounter if you put up the effort and approach the situation with the proper mindset.